Have you ever wondered what it truly means to fear no evil? This question leads us into the heart of Psalm 23 verse 4, a scripture that resonates deeply with Christians worldwide, yet carries a universal message of bravery and trust. This particular verse, nestled in the comforting words of the 23rd Psalm, is a beacon of hope and faith, a reminder that we are never alone, even in the darkest valleys. Our aim today is to delve into this verse, to peel back its layers and explore its profound depths. We'll seek to understand its context, its interpretation, and how it continues to inspire and guide countless individuals on their life's journey. We'll examine the rich symbolism, the evocative imagery, and the powerful emotions it evokes, all while illuminating its timeless message. So, without further ado, join us on this enlightening journey through the valleys and shadows of Psalm 23:4. What comes to mind when you hear the phrase, "the valley of the shadow of death"? It's a phrase that conjures images of darkness, uncertainty, of a journey through a treacherous landscape. Yet, in the biblical context, it signifies so much more than a physical location. The valley of the shadow of death is a metaphor, a symbol representing the difficult times in life that we all inevitably face. It's the trials and tribulations, the hardships and struggles, the periods of doubt and despair. It's the moments when we feel lost, when our path forward seems unclear, when we're not sure if we have the strength to keep going. This valley, as ominous as it may sound, is not a place of permanent residence but a passage. It's the crucible where our resilience is tested, where our faith is refined, and where our courage is forged. It's not a destination but a journey, an integral part of our human experience. Throughout history, various scholars and theologians have interpreted this phrase in different ways. Some see it as a reference to the threat of death or mortal danger. Others view it as a metaphor for spiritual crisis or inner turmoil. Still, others interpret it as symbolic of life's general hardships and challenges. Regardless of the specific interpretation, a common thread runs through all. The valley is a place of testing, a place where we confront our fears and doubts. It's a place where we learn to lean on our faith, to trust in a power greater than ourselves. It's a place where we discover our inner strength, our capacity to endure, to overcome, to rise above. In the face of adversity, the valley becomes a testament to our faith and resilience. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, even when we're walking through the deepest valleys, we are not alone. We're guided, protected, and loved. And it's in these moments, in this valley, that our true character is revealed and our faith is truly tested. What does it mean to fear no evil? This is a question that invites us into the heart of Psalm 23 verse 4. It's a phrase that echoes through time, resonating with a profound courage and a deep faith in divine protection. But what does it mean really to fear no evil? Does it mean that we must be fearless, that we should stride into the darkness without a tremor of trepidation? Not quite. It's not about the absence of fear. No, it's about something far more profound. You see, "I will fear no evil" is a statement of trust. It's about having faith in the face of adversity, about trusting that even in the darkest valleys we are not alone. It means that even when we're surrounded by threats and uncertainties, we believe in a higher power that guides us, protects us, keeps us safe. This phrase is about acknowledging our fears, yes, but it's also about choosing to trust in spite of them. It's about looking at the shadows that dance in the corners of our lives, at the monsters that lurk in the valleys of our journeys, and saying, "I see you, but I am not afraid, because I trust in something bigger, something stronger." It's about surrendering to the knowledge that we are not in control, but that's okay, because we are under the protection of a divine shepherd who guides us through the darkest valleys with a loving hand. This fearlessness, then, is not about the absence of fear. It's about the presence of faith. It's about the reassurance that comes from knowing that no matter how dark the valley, we are not alone. We are guided, protected, loved. So when we say, "I will fear no evil," we're not denying our fears. We're acknowledging them and then choosing to trust anyway. We're choosing to believe in the power of divine protection, in the strength of divine guidance. Fearlessness emanates not from the absence of fear, but the presence of faith. It's a profound statement, one that speaks to the very core of our human experience, and it's a phrase that invites us to embrace our fears, to trust in the face of uncertainty, to believe in the power of divine protection. What comfort do you find in the words, "For thou art with me"? This phrase, nestled in the heart of Psalm 23, resonates with a profound sense of comfort and assurance. It paints a picture of unwavering faith and the comforting presence of God, even in the face of adversity. Let's take a moment to unpack this phrase. For thou art with me. Here, the thou refers to God. The speaker acknowledges God's presence not as a distant, indifferent entity, but as a close personal companion. This is not a God who is far away in the heavens, but a God who walks alongside us, who shares in our journey, our joys, our sorrows, our trials, and our triumphs. The phrase also implies a sense of continuity. The word art here is not just a statement of presence, but a promise of constant companionship. It speaks of a God who has always been there, is there right now, and will continue to be there. This assurance of continual, unwavering support provides a profound sense of comfort and security. Now, this comfort doesn't come from the absence of challenges or hardships. The comfort comes from the presence of God amidst these challenges. It's about knowing that, even in the darkest valleys, you're not alone. You have a guide, a protector, a friend. That's where the real comfort lies. It's not about evading the dark valleys, but about having someone to walk through them with you. And that's where faith comes in. Faith is the bridge that connects us with this comforting presence of God. It's through faith that we can sense God's presence, even when our eyes can't see Him. It's through faith that we can hear His comforting voice, even when the world around us is noisy. It's through faith that we can feel His guiding hand, even when our path is unclear. So when we say, "For thou art with me," we're not just acknowledging God's presence. We're expressing our faith in His continual companionship and finding solace in His comforting presence. Even in the darkest valleys, we are never alone. What do thy rod and thy staff symbolize to you? These words, taken from the 23rd Psalm, hold a deep and profound meaning. The rod and the staff are not simply shepherding tools, but symbols of God's authority and guidance, offering comfort and protection to those who walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Let's start with the rod. In the days of old, a shepherd's rod was more than just a tool. It represented authority, power, and control. When we speak of God's rod, we're talking about His divine authority, His power over all creation. But it's not a power to be feared. Rather, it's a power that provides security. It's the power that separates the sheep from the wolves, the righteous from the wicked. The rod is a symbol of God's protective love, a reassurance that He is watching over us, ready to defend us from any harm. Then we have the staff. If the rod is a symbol of God's authority, the staff represents His guidance. It's the tool the shepherd uses to gently guide his sheep along the right path, to steer them away from danger and towards safety. When we think of God's staff, we picture His loving hand guiding us through life's trials and tribulations. It's the gentle nudge that keeps us on the straight and narrow, the subtle tug that pulls us back when we stray too far. The rod and the staff, these two symbols together, paint a picture of a God who is both mighty and merciful. They depict a God who is powerful enough to protect us, yet caring enough to guide us. They show us a God who is not a distant, indifferent being, but a loving shepherd who walks with us through every valley and over every mountain. So when we read the words, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me," we're not simply reading about ancient shepherding tools, we're reading about the comforting presence of God in our lives. We're being reminded of His unyielding protection, His constant guidance, and His unwavering love for us. The rod and the staff serve as reminders of God's unyielding protection and guidance. Now, how do you perceive Psalm 23:4 after our journey? Let's take a moment to reflect on our exploration of this profound verse. We began by stepping into the valley of the shadow of death, a metaphorical representation of life's darkest moments. Yet, through this valley the psalmist declares, "I will fear no evil." This is a powerful proclamation of courage, a testament to unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Next, we explored the comforting reassurance of, "For thou art with me." Here we discovered the comforting presence of God, a divine companion who walks with us through our trials, offering solace and strength in our hour of need. Finally, we delved into the meaning of, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me," recognizing these as symbols of divine protection and guidance, offering reassurance in our journey through life. May the wisdom of Psalm 23:4 guide you through your darkest valleys, for you are never alone. Fear no evil, for thou art with God.